Hello and a very warm welcome to a brand new episode of India's leading B schools. This week we come to you from the Delhi School of Business, an institute that's equipping its students to face the changing world of business by blending Eastern and Western management techniques. Located in an impressive 5-acre campus in West Delhi, life at DSP combines academic rigor and practical business management training with a holistic focus to fast-track careers and get students work-ready, while also instilling in them strong human values and an ability to think critically. Started in 2012, DSP has quickly emerged as among the best B schools in Delhi, having been ranked above the new IIMs as per the Times of India B School rankings. Its state-of-the-art campus is Wi-Fi enabled and has all the modern facilities that make learning easy and enjoyable.
Here at DSP, we have the state-of-the-art technology which enables us to learn better. Plus, we have smart classes which helps make the classes much better. Also, our building is a green certified building by Leeds, and learning here is a very good experience because of all the facilities that have been provided to us by Delhi School of Business.
Now, before we talk to the Dean and find out a little bit more about the ethos of the Delhi School of Business, I've been speaking to some students about what it is that they love about the campus.
Green campus,
infrastructure, industry interface,
friendly bakery, fun labs, dance parties, international immersions, and is my second home.
them.
Guest lectures.
selfies.
Well, how does an institute make great strides in a very short period of time? Joining us to tell us that is Mr. I.M. Pandey, who is of course the Director General at the Delhi School of Business. A pleasure to speak to you here at this beautiful green campus. I want to begin by asking you to tell me a little bit about the history of the place.
Actually, Delhi School of Business is a part of Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, which is popularly called as WIPS. It was Dr. S.C. Watts who really founded this institute. And this foundation was based on the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda, that is man-making, character building and nation building. Now he ensured that we all imbibe these values in our curricula and practice.
Right. And tell me a little bit about how you've grown so fast in such a short period of time. It's been just 4 years, but you're ranked as among one of the top emerging institutions. What have you done right?
I think the first focus was on faculty, recruiting best possible faculty. My faculty has extensive experience of working in IIM systems. They are from IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Lucknow, XLRI, MDI and Delhi University and many other institutions. They have extensive industry experience as well. Now they are also highly research oriented. They write cases, so they bring that practical aspect into their teaching.
What's the vision? How do you see the institute sort of growing, flowering in the next 10 years?
We have already consolidated our position as a postgraduate management institute, and now we are ready to offer executive education. We are also trying to apply for accreditation from the national and international accreditation agencies.
The current postgraduate program at DSB is an AICTE recognized 2-year PGDM course that entails 3 trimesters per academic year and the summer internship project. 22 core courses and 12 electives complete the structure of this exhaustive program, which offers specializations in areas such as marketing, finance, HR, organizational behavior, entrepreneurship, among others.
Over the years, we have realized that it's very difficult to draw parity between different exams like XAT or CMAT or MAT. So we have stuck to CAT and MAT primarily. And then we have realized that even MAT scores or CAT scores are not adequate to have the assessment, a complete assessment. So now we have our own internal exam, which is for about 3 hours, which includes verbal ability, quant ability, reasoning, language, etc. And we have a psychometric assessment.
Admission process is actually quite rigorous because then we have a PI round, a personal interview round, where they take us through our CV and judge us according to that and make a final selection of the students. So the faculty actually has helped us a lot to groom the personality of the students since the time we've stepped into Delhi School of Business. To encourage and stimulate the interest of students in the studies, they've actually kept 10% of the 100% as a class participation factor, which actually stimulates the interest of the students and talk about and actively and proactively engage and participate in the class session.
On campus, we have various types of activities and clubs, HR club, marketing club, sports club, which gives us the opportunity to diversify the range of our talent and showcase our talent off campus and on campus both, and both at inter-college level and intra-college level.
At Delhi School of Business, the pedagogy is designed to ensure that students think out of the box. And that means a lot of live cases, presentations, simulations, apart of course from rigorous theory that students need to focus on.
Our course curriculum consists of a mix of theoretical and practical knowledges, and we have got variety of courses like cross-cultural management, financial management. We are given a practical cases, we are given a course structure and the knowledge of IAMs.
We are asked to prepare case studies, we inculcate habit of reading management books and newspapers, and when we discuss case studies, we have various examples that we can discuss in the class. Then we have punctuality here is the main essence, and we prepare ourselves for the corporate world.
The school is equipped with dedicated behavioral labs where students can get real-time exposure to their chosen fields of specialization. The idea is to take learning beyond the classroom and make it outcomes-based. This entrepreneurship lab, for instance, has become an incubation cell for Anjay, a first-year PGDM student who's launched his own brand of exclusive high-end teas.
eLab has helped me in a very specific way. They have given me the right mentorship that I needed, and through the eLab I have reached out to the best investors and the best mentors outside in the industry also. And currently I am in contact with a person who is going to help me out with funding, and I'm looking out for business share model, so I'm patiently waiting when it happens.
We bring a lot of guest speakers, budding entrepreneurs as well as industry experts to share their knowledge, to share their experience and share their best practices with the budding student entrepreneurs.
So one of the biggest issues of MBAs today is the lack of employability skills. Now the entire idea of making them job providers rather than job seekers enhances the entire ambit of what we know as an MBA today. Entrepreneurship tends to be a very self-driven process, which is something and which involves going beyond the classwork. So through the entrepreneurship lab, we actually help students find their own personalized growth pace on how to take their venture forward.
When you study finance in a business school, you should end up with the skill sets that are required to solve decision problems in the real world. What we do is we use, in every course there's a project, and in those projects you will be typically given trading and risk management software where you will have live prices, data, news, like what you can see in the lab, right? And you will have to actually manage portfolios which are based on paper money. That's what you do even in a corporate treasury or in an asset management firm, or actually when you're market making for a bank. So that gives you a first-hand feel of what you actually have to do.
We know that theory is not the only thing in finance. We also focus on practical. So we have done OANDA, we have done TWS, where we have traded on futures and options, and we have also traded on commodities like coal, etc. So basically we see that our main focus is practical life. So this is the only approach we'll actually practice in future.
The pedagogy at DSB also lays a strong emphasis on research and electives that keep students cued in to the latest trends that are changing business as we know it.
There are three ways, in fact, we are different from any other business school. First part is the learning is a fun, so this is one. Second is what we say is a practical applications of whatever we are teaching. And third is the ethics is a part of teaching process, not a separate course per se. And that is what makes our pedagogy different from the other business schools that we see around.
We try to give them the relevant knowledge in the classroom through the text and reference books, the articles written by eminent people, and then
do a lot of case studies with them, ask them to document the change processes in some organizations that they might be familiar with.
At DSB, we are teaching specific specialized courses, something like cloud computing, big data analytics, artificial intelligence.
The data is human-based, right? So
it will help the students in actually understanding the core business problem, so that once they are employed, they can work directly on the problem and help the companies gain efficiency and gain competitive advantage and business insights.
They provide us with the practical knowledge, like in general the live projects, TWS and OANDA, they are taught once you are already hired by the company, they give you the training at that time. But now here in DSB, our professors provide us the training right now so that we can be prepared for our future.
At DSB, we lay a lot of stress on research. So not only academic research, students especially, when they go for their internships, they are actually doing research with corporates and industry. And then they are learning actually, things that are happening over there.
Research is a very integral part at DSB. Our faculty members do research in various fields and inculcate the fire of learning and help us to analyze the new trends. Research not only enhances our knowledge but also the critical thinking part.
International exposure actually tells us what are going in other countries. So when we went to NUS Singapore, they took us to the share markets over there. Actually open up to new ideas, and our adaptability and flexibility skill starts increasing.
DSP, we have many international conference that happens here. Also along with that, many student exchange programs that happens here. We had an international conference on the international governance, sustainability and finance. So in that conference, we had over 50 speakers from prominent universities of the world like Yale University, MIT and Malaysia University that came here and discussed over 50 research papers with us.
Students here at the Delhi School of Business also have a strong industry interface, helping them keep up to speed with what's happening in the rest of the globe and in the corporate world.
The industry interface here is very good. Like for internships, we are sent to companies like Hindustan Petroleum and many other companies which are working on large scale, and hence we get a really nice industry exposure. First touch point with the industry for us, that the faculty itself who is teaching us are very much into the industry. They know about the industry and how the industry works.
Besides our regular faculty, we have guest lectures from eminent corporate figures like we had Narayan Murthy, Arun Jaitley, Milind Patil, VP Philips Lumileds, and Anil Sardana, CMD Tata Power, and Chandrasekhar Kakar, former CEO L&T. All of them share their corporate experiences with us, and we are able to relate with the practical needs of the industry which they want from us.
So how does all of this industry interface really translate into helping students get a foothold into the real corporate world? Well, joining us is Manjot Kaur, who is of course one of the alumni here at the Delhi School of Business, and you're going to be telling us how essentially an MBA here helped you find your job, perhaps get you the skills that were required in the current role that you're doing.
I personally recommend MBA to everyone, and especially at DSB, I feel the faculty that was provided to us, they put in genuine efforts to instill in us the right kind of education. And when you go to a university, it's just like the bookish knowledge, people focus on that. But here at DSB, they didn't focus on just that part of the education, the exoteric part. They also focus on the esoteric, which is personality development, stress management, time management, and discipline. I think these attributes really help you at your workplace and makes you resilient for the adversities of the work life.
For a B school, the ultimate deal clincher, of course, is placements. And with Delhi School of Business being the new kid in the block, it's even more critical in terms of reputation building. Joining us now, in fact, are some students and Professor Ashok Bhattacharya, who will be telling us about the kinds of companies that come on campus, also the kinds of pay packets that students can expect after they finish their MBAs, and in general, the approach to placements.
For us, we have actually, if you look year on year, we've managed growth from 18 to 30 and we expect of 15. So therefore we can say we've been doubling company intake, companies that come to campus year on year. Like in first year one, our average salary would have been about around 4.7 or so. This last year it was about 5.5. This year we expect to touch around 5.756. So that's the kind of number that we're looking at.
Right. And you tell me from a student perspective, what are the kind of companies, just a few names of the companies that have come to campus. Also, what's the kind of help that you get from your university in order to get you placed?
We have a lot of companies coming in our campus for the placements. Like we have HDB Financials, we have Asian Paints, we have JW Marriott in the HR sector as well. So other than that, we have J. Thompson's, we have Stellar Search for the executive search. All
right, so apart from the placements prowess and of course the big pay packets that students can expect after an MBA here at the Delhi School of Business, another big focus area here at the school is essentially instilling a sort of social consciousness into their students that will make them responsible citizens. Here's a look at some of the initiatives that the school has taken in this area.
Right from the blood donation camp and a 3-year project which is Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, and our Pratna team collected amount for the Nepal victims at the time of earthquake, and I think it is a very important part for our leadership to provide us with a holistic environment and to make us aware about the country.
The focus of business is not just profits. That is the key value that is driven into the minds of the students, and that is done actually through live projects and some cases that we handle in class as a part of the core curriculum, and some activities that are done on campus and off campus. We have a course on corporate social responsibility. We have corporate sustainability, corporate governance as an essential part of our curriculum.
Welcome to this debate. In the last debate, we have discussed effects and impacts of
The hallmark of a good B school is how argumentative its students are. Debates, after all, are an important component to critical thinking, and we've heard the students here at the Delhi School of Business indulge in some really fiery ones. Let's go find out.
In India, the growth rate had been slow, but over the period of time, it had been
Today, if you were to ask an honest and a truthful answer to it, India's main economy is based on the agriculture.
Democracy is the worst form of government.
But debating is just one of the many talents of this enthusiastic bunch at DSB. From singing to dance, they seem to be all-rounders. Not a bad trait for a good future manager.
And with that, it's time for us to wrap it up here at the Delhi School of Business, a place where it seems serious work and serious play go hand in hand. Until next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
आँखों को नीचे सोती रहेगी तकिए के नीचे।